hostages is something that Hamas committed to at the beginning of this plan. Now next, to talk about another important development. The Rafah Crossing will be opening shortly. In the first instance, this will be exclusively for the exit of residents from the Gaza Strip who wish to leave to Egypt. The exit will be facilitated through coordination with Egypt, following security approval by Israel, and it's a similar mechanism that operated in January of 2025. The decision was made in full coordination with the mediators of this plan. The Prime Minister has made it clear that if people want to leave Gaza, they should and they will be allowed to do so. The crossing will be opened both ways when all of our hostages have been returned, as per the entire agreement, which we want to happen immediately. Now, on the latest regional developments. Prime Minister Netanyahu visited our wounded reserve soldiers, our heroic soldiers, at Sheba Medical Center this week. These soldiers were part of an operation to apprehend suspects from the Jama Islamiyah terrorist organization in southern Syria, who have advanced terror attacks against Israeli civilians. Now, during the operation, armed terrorists opened fire on our troops, who then acted in self-defense. The Prime Minister praised the soldiers for their actions in battle and wished them a full recovery. He conveyed that Israel is determined to defend our communities on all borders, to prevent terrorists and hostile actions to take place against us, the importance of protecting our Druze allies, and ensuring that the state of Israel is safe from attacks. Prime Minister Netanyahu made it clear that we expect Syria to demilitarize the area from Damascus to the current buffer zone area. He said Israel holds this buffer area to ensure the security of the citizens of Israel, while also sharing optimism that it is possible to reach an agreement with Syria, but we will stand by our principles in all circumstances. Now, next on Lebanon. Prime Minister Netanyahu instructed the acting director of the National Security Council to send a representative on his behalf to a meeting with government and economic officials in Lebanon. I can confirm to you that the Prime Minister met with U.S. envoy Morgan Ortagus on Tuesday before this meeting. Today's meeting in Lebanon is an initial attempt to establish a basis for relationship and economic cooperation between Israel and Lebanon. This is a historic development. Be in no doubt that this direct meeting between Israel and Lebanon took place as a result of Prime Minister Netanyahu's efforts to change the face of the Middle East. As the Prime Minister has said, there are unique opportunities to create peace with our neighbors. The Prime Minister must not be allowed to be diverted from this work. Yes, this is the first step to paving a path with Lebanon, and it's clear that Lebanese recognize the economic challenges they are facing. But Israel has not only a strong economy, but has maintained its resilience during 2 years of war. The shekel has never been so strong, and our economy is scheduled to grow dramatically. Prime Minister Netanyahu has been focused on progressing peace and confronting our mutual enemies that work to destabilize this region. As the Prime Minister has laid out, sitting in court multiple times a week will only limit Israel's potential. I'll now take a few questions. Okay. The first question, Lior Soroka from the Washington Post. On the Rafah Crossing, Kogat said the Rafah Crossing will open in the coming days exclusively for the exit of Gaza residents into Egypt. When is this expected to happen, and will the crossing operate in both directions? So we're hoping that the Rafah Crossing will be open very, very soon, shortly. And you asked specifically about why is this not happening in both directions? Let's go back to where we are. Hamas has not fulfilled their side of this ceasefire. We are waiting for the release of our 2 remaining deceased hostages that are still in captivity. I outlined in this presentation exactly how many times Hamas has lied under this ceasefire plan, specifically more than 50 days ago, by not releasing all of our hostages within 72 hours of when this plan was supposed to go into place. Your second question on the Lebanon meeting regarding the planned meeting with government and economic officials in Lebanon, who will represent Israel, and when is the meeting scheduled to take place? I shared what I could so far on this. Thanks for your question.